Today we continue with our class. It's first class in New Year. Ooh. Okay. And we start with Sefer Chaim. And our big topic is the same for victims' benefit. And the topic is overhearing a threat. An obvious case where conveying negative information is required is when a person is overheard plotting to harm someone. Well, he have seen that when a Jew may be in danger, even secondary information can be related. It is imperative that one first determine that the plot is apparently serious and not a bad joke. Okay. So let's try to understand the situation. So it says when you heard that somebody is plotting against another person, you second-hand information, have no proof, you don't know these people, but I mean that's not what he said at the end, but you have to see like how serious they are. Maybe wait till the end of the conversation, maybe they're going to laugh. Or these people, some people they try to, they always like make all the threats. I'm going to do this to them, but they never done. So in this case, of course, you're not allowed to say anything because it's going to be pure lashon hara. But if there is some sense to the threat, yes, you have to inform. The condition that one first reprove the person against whom his intent to speak, as they see day 45, applies only if one believes that it can change the alleged plotter attitude. Otherwise, warning him would induce him to modify the plot to ensure that it be uncovered. Okay, so of course you have to judge the situation correctly. If you see that you can stop this person, if you can rebuke him, and he might listen to you, right? So that's what you must do, right? But if he's going to change, somebody knows about my plans, he's going to try to stop me, I'm going to go a different avenue. So it's not a good idea then, right? Because if you bring the information to that person, to the possible victim, and he can protect himself, that's good. But if now they're going to change the plan and you don't know when and where this harm is going to come from, that's not such a good idea. The remaining conditions are required here, no less than an ordinary case of constructive speech, which is what? One's intent must be solely to avert the harm. So that's always when we say that we're allowed to talk, is only for the victim's benefit, right? We're trying to save that person, okay? Not, for example, for the pleasure of thwarting the plotter, right? So not to avenge the other guy, okay? If an alternative exists, including not to revealing the identity of the plotter, then the avenue must be pursued. I guess it depends what kind of situation. I mean, we're going to see if you tell them like general danger from that area, maybe that's fine enough. Okay. Also, one must be reasonably sure that the plotter will not cause undue harm. That the plotter will not be caused undue harm. Meaning another thing, so we don't want to go overboard, right? If you're going to warn that person, and that person is going to take a baseball bat and is going to smash somebody else's head, this plotter, so it's also not good, right? If the potential victim is known to be hot-tempered and can be expected to take revenge, he cannot be spoken to. Okay, so it's not your business. So basically, we cannot induce more damage that it could be, everything like wherever you do, the damage cannot be what the Beis Din would do, right? Would judge these cases. Alternative means would have been found to protect the victim without endangering the plotter. The case of one who overhears the platter will be discussing greater laws and detailing laws of the Hilchos. Okay, so it says, yes, he said it's not such an easy situation. Okay, I'll stop here. Any questions on what we said? Questions? Okay, so we continue today. We didn't finish the forward. Forward or over? Yeah, forward. Just to remind us, so we continue with a new class, laws of Tzedakah and Maaser. And we said that on Rosh Hashanah, so it was very interesting, we started before Rosh Hashanah, and we said on Rosh Hashanah we said that tefillah or tzedakah, right? We say it in tefillah, teshuva, tzedakah is going to avert the evil decree, right? So and we said what is how tefillah and tzedakah can and teshuva can change anything, right? We said that so the person changes and it's like he's not there. So it's not that Hashem changed his mind. Hashem said clearly, I'm not a man to change my mind, right? Who changed? The person changed. He's a different person. He used to be Michal Shabbos. He's not there. So they come, the minister angels come to that address, and the guy is not there. The girl is not there. Okay. So, but now we're going to see as our big topic, of course, is the mitzvah of tzedakah according to Rambam. Okay. Rambam. And it says, if there is a destitute person among you, you shall not harden your heart or close your hand against the destitute brother. It says in Dvarim 15:7. Rather, you should open your hand to him. So that's a famous verse, actually two, right? So one more time, and we're going to learn a lot from those. If there's a destitute person among you, so meaning what? You can see it right away. If the closer to this person is to you, the more responsible you are to help that person, right? So you shall not harden your heart, right? So meaning to be generous and close your hand against you. That's the brother, meaning to say I don't have it, right? Rather you shall open your hand to him. Okay. So this is positive. Harden your heart, of course, you should not show, it's negative commandment and positive commandment. So as we learn in Sefer Chaim, many times when person does one avera, he actually transgresses or she transgresses. It could be many positive commandments and many negative. So one does not neglect another. So continue. The Torah presents the mitzvah of both a positive mitzvah aseh, right, and negative mitzvah. Mitzvah's law aseh. In fact, the Rambam codifies this duly into law. Okay. It might be suggested that this duly reflects an even more profound dichotomy. Namely, tzedakah is a mitzvah that functions on two planes, between man and God and between man and man. The negative commandment law clearly relates to the mitzvah as God-centered and determinative and of determinative nature. However, the positive mitzvah may imply something else, namely a man-centered act with a clear ethical imperative. By this is meant not only the obligation to help another, but to help the doer of the mitzvah himself, to even transform him to another person. So that's the core is what it was in the last line, but let's do the same from the beginning. We're going to explain. So now we understand the positive mitzvahs. So in one sentence, positive mitzvahs and negative mitzvahs. Okay, that one may transgress and or not to fulfill when he does something wrong. Okay, so that there is usually no punishment for not doing positive mitzvahs. So usually the punishment only for actions, not for inactions. Okay, there are some exceptions, but those are only few exceptions. Okay, so let's see from the beginning. It might be suggested that this duly reflects an even more profound dichotomy. Namely, tzedakah is a mitzvah of function on two planes, between man and God and man and man. So on one hand, right, so Hashem tells us to give tzedakah, right, and he said, you owe me, right, you owe me this 10% right, and Hashem said, I'm going to give it to whoever I want. And we know one of the examples is 24 gifts to Kohanim, right, that Hashem said it's mine, right, I'm telling you, you give it to me, and I'm going to give to whoever I want. It's my business. So he gives to Kohanim, and same is here. So two aspects of the mitzvah, between man and God, and man and man. The negative commandment law meaning not, right, clearly relates a mitzvah as a God-centered, and of determinative nature, meaning that something is going to lose. Right? However, the positive mitzvah may imply something else, namely a man-centered act with a clear ethical imperative, meaning even the person who gives the money, right, tzedakah, it's not necessarily money that he's going to benefit by giving. By this meant not only the obligation to help another, but to, in effect, help the door of the mitzvah himself. So he's going, as we said in the verse in the beginning, so he's going to, Hashem is going to take away the evil decree because of this money. So he gave the money to the poor, that's correct, and he helped the poor, that's true. But he helped himself even more than these people. Right? To even transform him into another person. So tzedakah, right? From here we see tzedakah can change a person. Rambam, in fact, articulates. So that's the difference between Torah and science, for example. Right? So if a person knows math or physics, it does not change him. He could be a big professor in physics and a very rotten person, right? But a person cannot be a learned person, a religious person, God-fearing person, and stay the same. Absolutely not. Torah is going to change it. Any mitzvah, we do mitzvahs. As the Vilna Gaon said, the person came here to work on his character, and the mitzvahs are helping him to, like, in all of the aspects of change. Right? Continue. The Rambam, in fact, articulates the transformative nature of tzedakah in explanation of Mishnah in Perkei Ovos, where it says, one judgment depends on Rav, of the majority of his action. Rambam explains that if a person has a large sum to dispense to the needy, he should divide it among the many poor people, rather than give way to just one individual. This multiple performance of the mitzvah is preferred because it will aid the character transformation of the giver, a goal inherent in the mitzvah of tzedakah. Okay, so let's read again, and it's actually not one part is from Perkei Ovos and another is as we learn in Hilchot Deot. Right? So let's see and explain. The Rambam, in fact, articulates the transformative nature of tzedakah and explains in Mishnah Perkei Ovos, one's judgment depends on Rav, the majority of the action. So what does it mean? It's from Hilchos to Shiur. So we learn in Hilchos to Shiur. So Rambam said, Zatzal said, who is a tzaddik, right? Not what people think. They did not learn Rambam. So Rambam said the tzaddik is a person who has even one more married more than Averos. Right? Simple, right? So meaning, so we go by majority. Right, so by majority of his action, if majority 51, right, percent. So if 51% is positive, 49 negative, it's not like he's absolutely righteous person, right? righteous person is a chasid. So chasid and tzaddik below the chasid, just so you know. Right? Chasid is much higher level. Okay, so tzaddik is he's barely there. Okay, so and that's what we want. And tzedakah help, right? That's what we want to be, at least tzaddik. And tzedakah helps a lot. Rambam explained that this is that if a person has a large sum of money to dispense to the needy. So, and I just want to put it in context, because I mean this Rabbi just put. I mean that's what Rambam said, but it's like from different places. So here is from Hilchot Deot. So he said if a person is greedy, and it's very bad character trait. And why is it bad character trait? Because he's suffering, so he cannot spend money even if he has. Right, the family is suffering, children suffering, wife is suffering, everybody around him is suffering, right, because of his greed, and poor people also suffering, right. So he has to start working on himself. And Rambam said you have to develop this character trait, and how you develop your character, as we learn where we were learning with us in Shmone Prakim, previous class. Wednesdays we had, right? In Shmona Prakim we said you continue repeating the action over and over and over again, and it's going to affect your character, and it's going to become your nature. Character and nature, one and the same thing. So Rambam said, so he's very consistent with his advice, right? So he said take a large amount of money, right, and dispense to many needy. So every time he gives to a needy person, it becomes his nature, his character trait, again and again. It doesn't matter it's a small amount. It's not for them. For them, most likely, I mean, if he's going to give like $1 or 50 cents, it's not going to change their life. Okay, they appreciate that you did not ignore him, but it's not going to affect their life very much, right? Right, and that's what the Rambam said. So he gives this tzedakah not for himself, but for to change the person, not for the needy, but to change the person. And that's what I long time ago, many years ago, I tried with my friend. He's a tzedakah collector, so he asked me for money. And I said, yeah, but I'm going to give, but make sure that you're going to give to many people. He said, it's not good. Whatever you tell me, your advice is not good. So because this money is not going to resolve any problem. But if I'm going to give it to one person, right, so it's for him, it's going to be substantial. He can get something achieved. So, but until then, until you're ready for this thing to all the money to be given to one person, so do little to many people. Okay. This multiple performance of the mitzvah is preferred because it will aid the character transformation of the giver of a goal inherent in the midst of tzedakah. So, and here again, we're going to that point where we discuss with a tefillah, with a prayer, and teshuva is to change the person. So it's different person. So that person 2 weeks ago, yes, he deserved all of the punishment in the world. But after he changed, or 3 weeks, or 2 months ago, or 2 years ago, but now today it's a different person. He does not deserve this punishment. Yeah, punishments are there, but there is nobody to punish, at least at this time. Continue. This duality of tzedakah, according to Rambam, can be further demonstrated by examples examining a seeming contradiction in his presentation of mitzvah. Okay. So one more time, his duality of tzedakah, meaning that you help the person, and meaning that it's one between you and God, and one between man and man. So the character traits, most of them, it's between man and God, and between man and man, and or it's just between man and God. Okay, so let's see. It is positive commandment to give tzedakah to the poor of Israel according to what is fitting for them, the poor, if the giver can afford it. As the pasuk teaches us, you shall open your hand to him, and you shall hold hold on to him, and you shall let your brother live with you. Okay, so let's read this passage one more time, and we're going to try to explain. Actually, no, he wants to compare it to. Okay. Okay, so the first one again, it is positive commandment to give tzedakah to a poor of Israel according to what is fitting for them. So according to what is fitting for them, in a simple word, right, whatever they're missing, right? So it's very, very different. So if that person, that family was always poor, so they're not missing a lot, right? I mean, they already got used to this level. But the person who just recently got poor and was like middle class, for example, so you cannot give them as much as you gave these poor people, right? Even poor people thank you a million times, right? So it's not going to work, right? So you have to give whatever is missing. So as the verse says clearly, according to what is fitting for them, the poor. Now they're poor, but fitting for them to much more. If giver can afford it, of course you have to go yourself broke. But if you're able, so there is different amount of tzedakah you give to this family and to that family. As the pasuk teaches, you shall open your hand to him, and you shall hold on to him. Right? So you have to hold on to him up, right? So he would not fall. And you should let your brother live with you. So that's a very famous verse. You should let your brother live with you, meaning that you're not obligated to take a second job or a third job or send your kids to work just because you want to give somebody tzedakah. Okay, that's you're not obligated. If you want to, still you better learn Torah. Okay, so he should live with you. So you live and he lives with you. Continue, second one. In every city inhabited by Jews, it is their duty to appoint from among themselves well-known and trustworthy persons to act as a charity collector and to go around collecting from people every Friday. They should take from each individual what is proper for him and give to what he has been assessed for, and should distribute the money every Friday, giving each to the poor man's sustenance sufficient for 7 days. This is what is referred to the alms fund, kupa. Okay. So let's read this again. That's words of Rambam, and we're going to explain. And this institution was actually in place in many cities in Europe. I'm not sure about Muslim countries. I'm not sure, but in Europe, Ashkenazic Jews for sure they follow this tradition. Okay. So it says that every city inhabited by Jews, a duty to appoint among themselves well-known and trustworthy person to act as charity collector and go around collecting from the people on every Friday. So it was it was a government tax, whatever, city tax, whatever, that's separate. But it was also the Jewish tax, because why? We all were responsible for our poor people. And these Gabbai Tzedakah would go and collect money from, of course, they would assess person. I mean, in olden days, there was no investment, hidden investment, and I don't know, so it was very, very simple. Whatever, everybody knew what that person has. So it was not so difficult to assess the person. And this person, right, of course, respectable person, right? He would go around and collect every morning, very, very early in the morning, from all of the people, right? And then give to poor people so they have time before Shabbos to buy things. So and not only that, it's not only food for Shabbos, actually for 7 days. So 7 days, if I remember correctly. So they would collect for each day for 2 meals. So how do you know it's proper to eat 2 meals? Because Torah said that's enough. Rambam said that's enough to eat 2 meals, right? And on Shabbos or Yom Tov, 1 extra meal. So that's how they calculate. Of course, based on the family, what if they used to be poor or not. So that's the story. Continue. It appears that at one point, Rambam states that tzedakah should be dispersed according to requirement of the needy. Later, he states the community assesses the potential donor according to his means, without referring to the needs of the potential recipient. So it's very interesting, right? So let's read it again and we're going to explain. Because, I mean, it sounds the same, but it's not. So one more time. It appears at one point that Rambam states that tzedakah should be dispersed according to requirements of the needy. As we just said, so this Gabbai tzedakah would call, according to this understanding, would estimate how much money they had, they needed to give to the poor people, and according to that, he would collect tzedakah. Okay, so it could be like different tax purposes also, like to support the yeshiva, to support the shochet and stuff like that. That's a different story. We're not talking about that. We're talking about tzedakah for poor people. Okay, so it looks like and it makes sense. And person, like my understanding, if you want to do give tzedakah, so the Gabbai should calculate and say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we need such and such amount, and that's it. That's what I need, and I'm going to divide like proportionally, approximately between people, and they're going to collect. Okay. So that's the first verse. It looks like that's what it means. Later, he states the community assesses the potential donor according to its means, and then he said, no, we're going to see how much each person can give. So okay, maybe he can give $100,000, but we don't need that much, right? So why do you say how much he can give, right? So not exactly the same approach. Okay, without referring to the needs of the potential recipient, meaning what? Maybe recipients do not need so much. Okay, that's a good point. Continue. Rambam is articulating the dual nature of tzedakah. Of course, that's the central of the mitzvah of tzedakah is obligation to provide for the needy. But there is also a component to the tzedakah that speaks to the giver. Tzedakah is transformative. It has the ability to change a person who is doing the mitzvah. For that reason, the Torah is concerned about fulfilling the needs of the benefactor as well as those of recipient. Okay, those of recipient. Baal Haturim and others note that, and they shall give. The verse, expression, and they shall give, in a Parasha Shkalim, reads the same forward and backwards. Vanasnu. So Vanasnu is it works. Read this way and another way. If now no, okay, continue. Same forward and backwards. They explain that this illustrates the fact that the giver will be repaid for what he gives monetarily. Additionally, it could be very well referred to the transformation of the giver into the better person. Okay. Moreover, tzedakah seems to be in a class by itself in the Rambam's treatment of the mitzvah. So let's do from the beginning, and we're going to explain. Very interesting. So it says Rambam is articulates a dual nature of tzedakah. Again, dual. It helps the poor, and it also helps the giver. So, and that's just from this sentence we can understand the second approach that assess the donor how much he can give. So it's actually for his benefit, right? So, okay. Of course, central of the mitzvah of tzedakah is obligation to provide for the needy, right? That's the idea. But there is also a component to the mitzvah, speaks to the giver, right? So as we always say, the person who does mitzvah, he's also going to benefit. right? But the person might say, how am I going to benefit if I give another person? Okay, maybe he paid for rent for next month, okay, but how am I benefiting, right? I'm not a landlord, right? So tzedakah is transformative, so meaning he gave tzedakah and it changed him and changed his decrees. Very important. It has the ability to change a person who is doing the mitzvah, right? And to change this decree, and it's not only, of course, I mean, we started last time from Rosh Hashanah, it was just in this context, because he brought down this verse, but it's actually in everyday life. So it was a bad decree, he was supposed to get some bad disease, and he did not, right? Or somebody was destined to steal a lot from him, and they did not. Why? Because he gave tzedakah. For that reason, the Torah concerned about fulfillment of the needs of the benefactor, as well as those of the recipient. Okay, benefactor as the recipient, right? So, so Torah, like even this guy does the big mitzvah and then help other people. Still, Torah wants to give him also reward. When almost right away. The Baal Haturim and others notes when Nasno. So if somebody likes, just a side note, if somebody likes gematrias, and very gematrias, numerical values, and very, very, very interested, deep explanation, not too much on a pshat, not it's like totally not Rashi, right? But in some separate verses. So buy yourself Baal Haturim on the Chumash. So I did it 1 year, so it's very interesting. Okay. So he said that this word, and they shall give, Venasno, it reads backward and forth, right? Meaning that he's going to give and he's going to receive. Okay. So, but giver is never loses. Okay. Additionally, it could be very well referring to the transformative, the transformation of the giver in a different person, meaning that he gives, and in return, the tzedakah changes him. Also possible. Moreover, tzedakah seems to be the class by itself in Rambam's treatment of the mitzvah. Before we continue, any questions on what we said so far? Okay, no problem. So continue then. It is our duty. So I think we continue with Rambam. Yeah, it's another Rambam. So it says, I'm not sure where is it from, but okay. Continue. It is our duty to be more scrupulous in performance of the mitzvah of tzedakah than any other positive commandment. For giving tzedakah is a mark of the righteous man who is in the seed of our father Abraham. As it is said, for I have known him to the end, that he may command his children to do righteousness. The throne of Israel cannot be established, nor true faith may to stand up, except through the charity. As it is said, the righteousness you shall be established. Nor will Israel be redeemed except through the practice of charity, as it says, Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and they who return to her through the righteousness. So tzedakah, it's the same root as tzedakah, right? Righteous, tzaddik, right? Okay. So let's do this piece of Rambam, and we're going to explain. It's our duty to be more scrupulous in performance of the mitzvah of tzedakah than any other positive commandments. For giving tzedakah is a mark of righteous man who is of seed of Abraham, right? So few things that few character traits when it says when person does not possess three character traits, right? That he is not so. At least we suspect. We cannot say he's not. Maybe he's from very rotten soul, but we suspect maybe he's not Jew. Maybe he's not Jew. And one of the character traits is a mercy. So if a person is very cruel, right? He's a Jew, very cruel, so we suspect maybe he's not a Jew, right? So maybe he's not a Jew. But if he gives tzedakah, so mark of the righteousness, meaning what? That's the stamp of Abraham. So as it says, right? For I have known him, I meaning Hashem is speaking. I have known him, meaning Abraham, and the end, him to the end, that he may command his children to go righteousness. So Hashem testified. It was in Abraham's life, right? So Abraham is so righteous, so he's going to do righteousness, and he's going to make sure that his children do righteousness. That's a big deal. I mean, you see many times a person is righteous and children not there yet. Maybe they're going to get it, but maybe he's not so careful about it. The throne of Israel cannot be established, nor true faith made stand up, except through the charity. Right? So charity and same as righteousness, right? Meaning Hashem said, well, because you judge, misjudge, it's right, each other, right? And the judges became corrupt. So he said, I had to destroy the Beis Hamikdash. That was too much, right? And from that you can learn the opposite. If you write justly, right? If you judge justly, right? The judges and other people, so you establish peace, right? That's very important. It is said, and I just want to add from myself and judge ourselves as we had this class before Rosh Hashanah. Just judge yourself righteously, right? Not don't give yourself too many benefits. Of course, don't depress yourself, but just create like a roadmap. Okay, I have this and this deficiency. I have to work on. Okay, so nobody's going to judge you, and it says clearly when you admit your when you admit your faults, when you admit your deficiencies, and you're going to work on them, so the punishment in heaven suspended. So there's even if you did not change, but they suspend. Why? Because you in some sense punishing yourself. You're changing, which is good for you. So continue as it is said, and righteous shall be for you established, meaning about Abraham. Nor will Israel be redeemed except through the practice of charity, as it says. So it says our sages ask, I don't remember who, maybe it was Eliyahu Navi, right? Through what the nation of Israel can be redeemed, and he says through Torah, Gmelus Chasadim. Gmelus Chasadim, the acts of loving kindness, but they include charity. What could be more the acts of loving kindness if you help somebody is down, they don't have a job, don't have food to eat, and you help them. That's the big one. Continue. So two things, right? So one more time the whole verse. Zion shall be redeemed. So Zion is the nation of Israel with justice. Or sometimes it's called Jerusalem also Zion, and land of Israel also Zion. Okay, so many things with one word. Okay, redeemed with justice, and they who return to her, meaning to Jerusalem, through righteousness. Okay, so continue. Two issues raised by Rambam here deserve our attention. First, the Torah demands more care and meticulousness in performance of tzedakah, more than any other mitzvah. So he put in the book more than any other mitzvah, all capitals. Right? Okay. The second, this idea is traced back to Abraham Avinu, and a statement of the Torah which provides the rare glimpse of what the Almighty expects of Jewish people. From the inception of the nation of Israel, God articulates that their central motive of the do tzedakah, la'asot tzedakah. Okay. Avram yet, right? Now transform. Oh, here we go. To now transfer to Abraham is spoken of someone who will father the people of tzedakah. quintessential difference of the Jew is provided here. The tzedakah is foster justice. Okay, so let's do this piece and we're going to explain. So again, two issues raised by Rambam here deserve our attention. First, the Torah demands more care and meticulousness in the performance of tzedakah, more than any other mitzvah. And our sages said that as we go to learn, when you calculate how much you have to give, you have to be very careful and very meticulous, right? To give exactly. So if you want to give only 10%, let's say, so calculate the 10%. And from my experience, all of the people who said that they give and the problem like that they had in their life. So I just look, I'm not a prophet, but I say maybe you don't give tzedakah enough. Maybe. It's one of the possibilities. The person said absolutely not. How can you say that? I give this. I said, look, I'm not suspecting. I'm just saying maybe. But and then we looked into that person, like in general, and then guess what? He was not. When he realized that he had to give from this amount and that amount, so he was under given. Maybe I don't know, 5% instead of, as he told me, 12. Okay. So that's why it says you have to be meticulous, right? In this, so you have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. But for example, if somebody has a salary, exactly the same salary every month, every 2 weeks, whatever. So you don't have to calculate every time, right? You can calculate once and that's it. If your salary changes your contract, that's a different story. Okay, so first, that you have to be very meticulous, more than in any other mitzvah. Okay. Second, this idea is traced back to Avraham Avinu and statement of the Torah, which provides a rare glimpse of what the Almighty expects of Jewish people. So, and that's what Hashem said. I'm very proud, right, on Abraham. And why do I love Abraham? Why? In his lifetime, because he's going to teach his children and make sure that they're just people. Give tzedakah, right? But it says from inception of the nation of Israel, God articulates that their central motive is lasos tzedakah, do tzedakah. So meaning again, not only money, but kindness. Like even visiting the sick, somebody cannot give money. But if you like in tzedakah with money, you can only help like poor people. But if somebody is like have means, like middle class or upper class, so they don't need your money, right? But still you can cook for them. You can visit them when they're sick, and it's also tzedakah. Okay. Continue. Avram now transfers to Abraham. Is spoken of as of someone who will father people of tzedakah, right? So that's a difference between Avram and Abraham. The quintessential difference of the Jew provide here: do tzedakah and foster justice. Do tzedakah and foster justice. That's so a Jew cannot be crooked, basically. Okay. So we finish this piece. Any questions on what we said? But what Rambam said, two ideas. Time flies so fast. Okay, so let me see. Okay, no questions. So let's do one more piece then. So next piece, it's tzedakah and pseudonym for all mitzvahs. Okay, the fact is tzedakah code word for all mitzvahs of the Torah. Okay. The well-being of the world is nurtured by the fulfillment of 613 mitzvot of the Torah. The mitzvot tzedakah, which essentially provides for the needs of others, is therefore the paradigm of this idea. Additionally, a Jew who does not practice any other mitzvah may quite conceivably perform the mitzvot tzedakah. A simple act of charity will definitely improve the condition of the beneficiary, as well as enhance the character of the giver. Rab Tzadok HaKohen Zatzal points out that the process of changing our character for the better, or for a better being, with tzedakah, and it is this fact, the transformative power that makes a pseudonym for all mitzvahs. So let's see, and we're going to explain. So one more time, the piece is a tzedakah pseudonym for all mitzvahs. So one mitzvah, but it means all others. The first tzedakah is called the word for the all mitzvahs of the Torah. So how is it possible? Right? Good question. The well-being of the world is nurtured by fulfillment of 600 mitzvahs of the Torah. So we have 613 mitzvahs of the Torah. Some of them we can do, some of it cannot do. Cannot do meaning because many of them connected to the Beis Hamikdash. But our sages said if you learn them, it's like you actually performing them. And every Jewish man, of course, supposed to read Karbonos in the morning, right before the Shacharis. Sephardim do actually also some of them before the Mincha, right? And it's counted when you learn these things. It's like you're doing this. And for example, we learn halachas for women, so it's like even though those mitzvot do not apply to us, to men, but when you learn them, right, it's counted as you did it. Okay, right. So the whole world is nurtured from fulfillment of 613 mitzvahs. The mitzvah tzedakah, which essentially provides for the needs of the others, is thereby paradigms of this idea, right? So because they all nurture from this. Additionally, a Jew who does not participate in any other mitzvah quite conceivably perform the mitzvah of tzedakah. Okay, and it helps him a lot, of course. A simple act of charity is definitely improve the condition of the beneficiary, as well as enhance the character of the giver. So meaning when we actually tell people to give tzedakah, because why? Because like it is I would say the quickest mitzvah, the easiest mitzvah, right? So just to give money, and maybe there is a possibility that this mitzvah is going to bring another mitzvah, right? So he opened the gate for another mitzvah. Is he going to do it or not? So it depends on us. Right, so you have to push a person just because he gives money. You have to dance and jump in front of him. You understand? That's what clowns do, and that's why they keep these donors, Michal Shabbos, for 20 years, 25 years. But they give money. It's a very unfortunate situation. Rabbi Tzaddik Cohen points out that the process of changing our character is for the better begins with tzedakah, and it is this fact. So Tzaddik Cohen said that we change our character from given to the better from being begins with tzedakah. He does not I mean, at least here they do not explain how. And this is the fact of transformative power. It makes the pseudonym for all mitzvahs. Okay, so meaning give tzedakah, you change, and it's one. In some sense, it's a very, very hard mitzvah because you have to give some part of yourself, as we said in the first class. So it's like person has to work for his sustenance, and now he has to. In some sense, it's like his life. He invests few hours, I don't know, 5 hours, 5 days, whatever, how many days into this tzedakah, right, to make this money. And he has to now give off of his life to somebody else. So it's not such an easy thing. So if a person start doing this, so it's going to give him big schus in Shamayim, and maybe he's going to continue. Right? We just have to channel the person to right direction. So because I see, unfortunately, there are some people and they speak good and well and just give money and just leave. And those donors, whatever they give, and maybe they have a good heart, and maybe they want to follow, but there is nobody to follow. That's a problem. Okay, so we can stop here. Any questions on what we said or did not say? Anyone? Any topic? Okay, we go to Daniel. Daniel, please. Yes, Daniel, go ahead, please.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova to all of us. Beezrat Hashem, we should increase the learning. We should increase all these classes should be built on holiness one upon the other. Okay.
Amen. Yes, I have a question in regards to something Rabbi mentioned at the beginning of the class. Rabbi said that a chasid is above a tzaddik. Can you please Rabbi expand on it a little further?
Mm-hmm. So the definition, that's that's how we live in a world when everything is upside down. So I have a clip. The difference between tzaddik and chasid, and it has many views on different platforms. And one guy said, our new student, he does not. Some people do not want to join, even though he's in our time zone. I don't know why, but Baruch Hashem. So he said he sent this clip of ours to many Chabadniks, and we're very surprised they did not know the definition of the tzaddik. It's very interesting. So the definition of the tzaddik, and we learn it in Mishlat Yesharim. I don't remember whether it from Mishlat Yesharim itself or it was a commentary on Mishlat Yesharim. But the story is the best story to illustrate. So it says, father comes home, and it says it's cold here, right? So son, what the son do? He said, oh father, 1 second, sit here in the chair, and he runs and he started the stove, let's say this wood stove, and now it's warm. Baruch Hashem, father, thank you. So he did exactly what he had to do. What? Respect, honor his father. Father came from work, let him rest, and I'm going to start the stove. Why? Because it's cold here. Oven, stove, oven, whatever it is. I think they cooked in the same place, right? They did the heating and the cooking in the same place, right? That's the person is the tzaddik, right? Tzaddik meaning that he does what Shulchan Aruch says. Period. And the second sense, what he said, Father, you're cold. Let me start the stove, and I'm going to. And he comes back. He leaves, comes back with a hot tea, right? Hot tea, and what is it? Hot tea and warm socks and a blanket. You understand? So that's already chasid. So it's step up. So chasid is does whatever the tzaddik does exactly because Shulchan Aruch. Chasid cannot do less than Shulchan Aruch, and then he does extra. And chasid is the one that's what Mishlat Yesharim explains. So he, in order to understand what needs to be done, he has to delve very deep in an issue. So he knows halacha very like halacha Musar very well, and based on a basic requirement, he can derive what else he can do to give the father the ultimate pleasure. You understand? That's the difference between tzaddik and chasid. Understand? So that's very simple. Of course, today people revert everything. Everybody is chasid, but tzaddik it's not. So it's exactly opposite. It's a new invention. How new? I don't know. I don't know how new, but it's new. It's not what our sages said.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yes, because I was thinking, so is the word tzedakah connected to the concept of tzaddik?
Yes.
The same way the word chesed is connected to chasid, perhaps?
Yes. So
is it like a correlation?
Yes, yeah. So tzaddik, as we said, so So it's righteous. So righteousness. So in English, they translate as righteousness. So righteousness is in everything, in delivering justice, in how you act with other people, right? And chesed is just, I apologize, just to continue. So chesed, when you do something extra, there is no obligation per se to be merciful, right? So, and how you would measure, but the person wants to do something extra. Okay, so and we're going to learn in this book. I don't remember the chapter, but like it's from Rambam, from Shulchan Aruch. So there are, I don't want to say how many because I don't remember, maybe 7 or 10 levels of tzedakah, how you can give, and the best, of course, you want the best is when you help person to be self-sufficient, when he can make his own living, but going down the list. But the one when you give him, like he comes to you, right, and you give him money, right? So like straightforward. It's level 6. I don't remember exactly. 5, 6, 7. I don't, maybe not 7, maybe 6 or 5. Right, so it says clearly that if you do it with a smile, if you do it with encouraging words, so it's like you get like 6 mitzvahs, right? And if you do it, here you go away, please go away. So you almost don't get any mitzvah, right? Of course you do, because you at the end of the day you gave, but you insulted person. But when you do it with a smile, so this chesed. Right, with what you do, give person money, and you ask him a question, and you encourage him, and you bless him, and you do like give him a tea, like just give some respect to the person. You understand? So like, and that's what we do. Like sometimes this the delivery people come, right? Like delivery packages, like in the summer, it's very hot. Of course, I mean, he has this car, it's like doors open. It's very hot. Okay, maybe he had cold water like in 6 o'clock in the morning. They on trips like all over, and you like offer him the cup of water, like cold water. You want with ice. You want with ice. Psh, the guy is happy. The guy is happy as it can be. Like to one guy, he delivered some like heavy packages, cement. Where I live, they deliver cement for free, 50 pounds. So I had to do something, right? And I said, I apologize, I could not help you. But I gave him something, and he was so happy. It's unbelievable. You understand? So, some food. And many times this chesed, so to be chasid does not require much. But you have to understand, again, to be chasid, you have to understand the issue. But today it's like chasid, it's like taken out of context many times. And many people who calls themselves chasidim is a high level, they're not even tzaddikim, they're not even like do the minimum of halakha. That's the big problem. They just ruin the whole the word of chasid. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi. Now, I was thinking that, I remember when I read this in the Birkat about it said that the word chesed means to go beyond established boundaries. So hence, chasid is one who goes beyond the letter of the law.
Yes.
And I was thinking, if let's say I give tzedakah to a poor person or to someone I can sort of, the scope of this mitzvah is going to reach to a certain point. Let's say I give a tzedakah to a poor person, and that's it. That's pretty much where it stops. I mean, the person is going to go eat something, and that's where it stops, perhaps. Mm-hmm. But would it be chesed to, let's say, get the person closer to Hashem instead? Like instead of giving a few bucks, let's say speak to him about Hashem and about what is concerning about this certain person. So would that be like chesed instead of the straight outright tzedakah, which is just giving a few bucks and that's it?
Yes, that's a very good question, but one does not neglect another. So it says in the same Perkios, if there is no flour, there is no Torah, no Torah, no flour. So per meaning of flour, meaning that you can bake your own bread, right? So if a person cannot eat, so he cannot listen to the Dvar Torah, doesn't matter how beautiful is it and righteous and very excited, like he wants to eat. So one does not contradict another. So give him some food and start teach him a little. Well, of course, it's the biggest chasid. Why? Because as you said, you give him a little food. Okay, he ate dinner, maybe very lavish dinner. He hadn't eaten for past 10 years, right? Maybe, right? But that's it. After he finished, it's gone. After it passed his throat, it's like that's it. No more memories. But if you actually like do something, get him close to Hashem, so you actually gave him much more. You gave him Olam Haba, you gave him eternity. So give him a piece of chicken or a very good meal, or give him eternity. That's a big difference. Of course, there is no comparison, but one cannot be like one cannot be in the expense of another. Just give him eternity, but let him die. Also not good.
So that's exactly what Abraham Avinu did. He would feed people, and then he would teach them about what.
Yes. That's exactly.
Yeah, I have more questions, but I believe Tatiana has a question.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Shalom, Kavod.
Hello.
Shana Tova. Thank you, Rabbi. It's about minor topics, and none of them are about the book we are reading.
No, go ahead. Any topic. I said any topic, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. The main question I have a bunch, but I have one that I consider is very important. It's for Yom Kippur. It's from the book A Woman's Guide to Practical Halakha. I will read a sentence that caught my attention about Yom Kippur and says, asking for Mehila in order to obtain forgiveness from someone who is no longer alive. It is necessary to go to the gravesite and ask there. My question is if this is applied to idolaters that already died. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So, but do we know like exactly that we insulted them, we offended them very much, or?
No, it's more like
in general, just
indifference.
No, so it's not. No. You see, okay. So let me say we actually said it today. It's a general rule is follows. So if it's was something aware, like sin was that like as I said, indifferent, right? Some like in passive is not as severe as the one that done like actively. So if we just ignore them, for example, there's one guy on YouTube, right? So he wrote us. He was a fan until 2 days ago, before Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, he saw one video and he got very upset and he started insulting. And I say maybe 99% of the what is it? 99 of the truth is the 100% lie. He didn't get it and he started insulting more. So I started responding. There is nobody to talk to, and now he got upset that we're not responding to him. You understand? So sometimes when you treat somebody like this, it's actually very insulting when you ignore somebody, and that's what Rabbi Reuven Shlita told me. No, don't pay attention to these clowns, right? On one hand, but if what you said, if somebody be insulted, a person, right? Somebody insulted somebody else, very very bitterly. So the halacha is that he takes the 10 Jews, right? Let's say it's a Jew. Let's simplify the case. I mean, I'm talking about the case that you read. So he take 10 Jews, and he reads a special text, and he has 10 witnesses. So of course that person in the grave cannot answer yes or no, like I forgive you, Mechila. So there is nothing, right? So instead of 10 Jews, and he's very sincere, and he's been granted forgiveness. And that's the proper thing. So, but just we can understand from the embarrassment that person, like he confesses his sin in front of 10 people. Of course, other people who wants to participate also come. So it's not only 10. It's I don't know how many. They want to see how the procedure is done. So and you have the whole crowd of people, and you have to be embarrassed. And of course, it helps with atonement. But with the idolaters, especially as you said, if you just just shun away from them, I don't think you have to go to the grave and ask forgiveness. That's you're welcome. So that's much more severe case that somebody insulted somebody like in public maybe, or didn't borrow money, did not return. That person become broke and the whole family fell apart. People died. That's a sign kind of thing. Okay,
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. So go ahead. Next question, please. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Rabbi.
Yes. You're welcome.
How to know if a Siddur is kosher? Because there are in Spanish, we have the option to choose among Siddurim from rabbis, and I want to know if there is a special sign to recognize if it is kosher, or all of them are kosher. I'm sorry for the question.
Okay. So I mean, you need to give me the names. So we will go by the most recognizable names. So I would say the kosher, but people can change the Siddur. So I give you this example. In one class, so these people like me very much for whatever reason, and they ask me, can we pray for you in Shmoneh Esrei? Say, you pray for me, Shmoneh Esrei? Me? What am Hashem? What are you talking about? No. They say, was it Shmoneh Esrei or was it? Maybe it was Birchas Hamazon. So I said, let's say, so where's in Birchas Hamazon? You have somebody else, your rabbi, what are you talking about? And they say, no, it's actually they have about Lubavitcher Rebbe. So we want to substitute by you. So they from nowhere maybe it was even Shmoneh Esrei. I'm not sure. Maybe yes, maybe no. It was Shmoneh Esrei on Birchas Hamazon. You understand? So majority I guess is the same, but some things they added from I don't know. They have this tradition basically. You understand? So we have to look the best. I would say the most kosher is get from our scroll. I'm not sure if they have a Spanish. I think they should have in Spanish. I think I'm not 100%, but I think they should have, because the article is famous for their integrity, and it was a story that is told after. If you ever saw the story of the article, they just recently commemorated the yortzeit of the Rabbi Zlatowitz. That's all, right? The one who the founder of Art School, and for many years he was very poor. He started with printing invitations and booklets, all this artwork, right? Very he could hardly pay his rent for many years. And even if he published the first book, I think it was Megillah Esther, still hardly surviving. And then they become a company, several people, and of course he paid them first before giving any money to his family. And one time they hire a person to do a translation. I don't remember exactly, maybe from Tanakh or something. And the person did, and he was a scholar. And when somebody was checking, they said he just threw Rashi under the bus. He said the Rashi is not right, but here's a better comment for you. When they understood what happened, they fired that person. No, they gave all the money, like in advance to this person, and just we don't want to do anything with you. You throw Rashi away, right, and you do your own commentary. And they found only one place, and they actually replaced it. Was very poor, but they put all the money together again and hired a team of the people of other different rabbis, and they did the job. Right, so semi-kosher people would do what? Just, maybe change this place, maybe he was arrogant in this place, just check, maybe the rest of the things are correct. They say, no, if it's rotten, if it's not kosher, it's all not kosher. We cannot take any translation from that person. You understand? So that's the integrity. So meaning the God-fearing they put above the money. So that's a person you can publish in person, entity that you can trust to. But other people, they do whatever for money, unfortunately.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi. And my concern was because Kabbalah Rab answered me last week about the Teilim. We can say at the end of Shabbos at sunset. And Kabbalah Rab told me that at the end, precisely of Shmoneh Esrei, of Mincha, no, I'm sorry, Arvit.
No, Mincha. After Mincha, you're right. After Mincha, it's from 1:20 to all of this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. It doesn't appear also. There are 10 Teilim, but in my Siddur there isn't. So I was wondering why there are not, and I understand that we connect with the Siddur, and I have the Siddur from a couple of years ago, and I was very worried that the fact that this Teilim doesn't appear could make it not kosher.
No, this no. Okay. So let me explain. So to everybody. So we know between the Mincha on Shabbos, especially starting from Pesach until the end of the summer. So it's very very long afternoons. Right, and some people would eat at home, and in some schools they actually provide the Seudah Shlish, right, that's the third meal. So people would come, right, to the shul. Let's say if shul cannot afford, right, not very rich shul, so they don't provide food, so everybody would eat at home. So they would pray mincha, and they have like 1 hour plus to kill, right. So they would talk. Lashon Hara, right? Of course. Well, what else are they going to talk? And that's Chofetz Chaim warned us many times. He said, "Better die, but don't join the groups of these the scoffers, right?" So, and our sages, of course, they knew what's going on, right? So they put perky overs, right? Only without a minimal explanation in a siddur, and they put this 10 tehillim. Right, in a siddur, so of course it's going to take time the person to read. So the person is going to be occupied. So it's not exactly prayer, it's not exactly mincha, and it's not exactly marif. So it's some extra, but just because these things are missing, so it's not halacha. It's just tradition to occupy people. This time from mincha to marif. That's it. So that's some people learn perkios, some people don't. Me personally, I don't. I mean, I believe it or not, the class before that, we all at the end of the Perkos, one more Mishnah left, but that's it. So the last time I did Perkos was many years ago. You understand? So I don't do, but people who are not going to do anything at all and they're going to sit idle or chat with others, so it's better for them to read the Perkos. Absolutely. But is it halach? Absolutely not. So that's why that Siddur is. You cannot say it is not kosher because it does not have all this Shalom Aleichem and other things. Okay. So yes, yeah, you're good. So I'm not sure what else is there. Like these people, can we bless you? Bless me? Okay. I understand. So okay, go ahead. What else?
Yes, thank you, Rabbi. That refers to another question that if for any other reason can we change of Siddurim, or is better not to change?
What do you think is the problem? Can you explain that?
For a more complete version of the Siddur, like the art scroll with the Elim and other prayers that I know. For example, at the beginning of Shaharit, there is I understand at the beginning of the Minha, between Shaharit and Minha, there is a prayer for Parnasa that I understand that also is not alaha, but it is a tradition.
Yes.
Also, this prayer doesn't appear in my Siddur, and appears in the art scroll one.
Exactly.
So yes, but that could be that a reason for me to change of Siddur, or better not?
No, it's about 100%. There is no problem whatsoever. You say you have a better Siddur, and you have with a commentary. So all of the people who read the not article, other Siddur, and they know what it says, and there is one show that they used to go. They have this Siddurim from beginning of the century, right? And from maybe their grandparents brought, and it's very, very precious for them. So it's like everything like in one place, it's dump. Of course, if you've been doing from the year of 3 years old, so you know exactly what it says. You know that page, like you hold it upside down, this down, that. So there is no problem. But other people, so they need commentaries. But don't be impressed too much with these people, because they know exactly zero about halakha, most of them, absolutely most of them. You understand? When you have this art scroll, so you read the commentary. Oh, here do I bow? With all of these things, like for example, now the time between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, there are many changes. There are many changes that you have to do in a Shmona Esrei, right? And in some of them, if you miss one part, you have to go to the beginning of the Shmona Esrei. All others you don't have to go, but it's if those sages, I think in a great assembly, if they decided that these verses, like sometimes 2 sentences, 1 sentence, if they decided, or like 2 words changes, right? If it's very important for you to have from the Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, they decided that it must be there. So even if there's halakha is that you're not obligated to go back to the prayer. So I mean, for me it means it's very important. Like and if you don't have a good commentary, if it's not like designed well and highlighted so you can see right away, so of course you can change the Siddur. So it's not considered a change, it's upgrading. So sometimes we have to grow up, right, to the better, something better ones. So that's the must. So comparing to art scroll, I saw many Sidurims. I've been to that shul that I said, like from everybody in that shul has a different Siddur, whatever their preference, whatever. Like people, there was no rabbi, but okay. But everybody wore a rabbi there, and that shul, it's very interesting. And so I saw all of the Siddurim. I was not impressed with one of them beside the art scroll. You know, the words are there, but it's not much to learn from these words. Understand? In article I have this explanation, and even like a tiny print, but for many things. Why we do that? Now you got to this page, for example, jump to this page, jump back. So, but there I'm not sure if it's explained. It's like many people know, many people do not know. They just skip. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. What else? Anybody else?
If
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
please, if
No, nobody else. No,
anyone.
go ahead.
Okay, so this is kind of a silly question because the name of Hashem, Shalom. Rabbi Reuven Ashlita explained that we are allowed to say Shabbat Shalom because it's Shabbat. To say this name of Hashem. So I was wondering if we can, a person can sing Shalom Aleichem other day of the week, different than Shabbat.
I think you mean the song with the angels?
Yes, Kabbalah Hera.
I mean, if somebody is in training, if you need to practice, so you can practice. But otherwise, why would you want to sing? So this song is very practical. So it's not like just random words. We're very practical in our religion. Right? It says that when a man comes back from shul, right, there are two angels sitting on his shoulders, and when he comes home, opens the door. If the whole house is set, children and nice and clean, the table is set, the candles are burning. So the good angel said, is going to say, let the next Shabbos is going to be like that. And the bad angel say, yeah, amen. Right? Be it so. And if opposite way, when he comes and it's like a disaster in the house, nothing is ready. So the bad angel said, let the next Shabbos be like that. So he's they're not pretenders. They see whatever it showed. He said it, and the good angel has no choice, and he said, "Amen." Right. So this, and then we say we sing this song, right? And so we invite all these angels to sit with us and stuff like that. And then we said, Barchuni. So we said, Barchuni, bless us. And many, about this bless us, it was very big machlokes, like for many years. And it was not accepted, this third paragraph by all of the, but many, it was not many. And I learned Igras Moshe, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, he was very bitterly against this third, like we need the blessing from angels. We have Hashem, we need their blessing. Who are they? Understand? So it's not such an easy thing. But then at the end of it, so it was only in the past. I'm not sure how many, like only a few hundred years, when everybody accepted this. Not everybody, take it back. Majority of people accepted this song completely, but that some still would not sing this third one, meaning that we need the blessings of the angel. When they tell them to leave, everybody says the last one. So okay. So go away. We stand here with Hashem. So you can, thank you for coming, but okay, now you can go. So I would say don't sing because it was not appropriate. We have different songs to sing on weekdays, but this is like very specific. So you describe what's going on.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Perfect,
Yes.
Rabbi.
Good questions, Hashem. So let's go to Daniel, please. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. I had a question about rebuking friends, but before that, I just remembered I have another question in regards to the Selichos.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Kabbalah knows, I'm following the Sephardic Minchag, but for some reason, I could not find Sephardic Selichos. But someone lent me the Ashkenaz one. And I'm of course looking forward to praying Selichot this remaining days, these repentance days before Yom Kippur. So is it okay if I use the Ashkenaz ones?
Yes, if you don't have anything else, yeah, you use Ashkenaz one. But just be careful about Selichos. So there are two types of Selichos in Ashkenazi Siddur. So once is before the Rosh Hashanah, and it's one set. So whatever set, so we pass that. That's it. So and the second set is actually from today, from a fast Gidale. I mean it's fast, but this one it was fast Gidale. So it's like first day. So, but it calls first Gidale, and then you continue with second day and to Yom Kippur. They're separate, and somebody already asked me today, one time, yes, I said, well, one guy he had a separate book, but it was only the Selichos that was before the Rosh Hashanah. So he asked me if he can continue. So I told him no, it's different things. Like you have a pain in one part of the body and put your bandage on your forehead. Like how is it's going to help? So our sages, when they designed these books, prayer books, they were very precise. They knew what's going on first day of the week, second day, all these things like closer to Yom Kippur. Everything is calculated precisely. Right? That's why we must follow whatever it says in Siddur. And whatever they say is precisely, and whatever you want to add from yourself, there is no problem, right? But be tzaddik first, then chasid. Tzaddik does basic Shulchan Aruch, and then you do chasid. Okay.
You're right. Yeah, but the thing is, that's kind of a problem because the ones that I have, they only have, I believe, the Selichot that are pertaining to the 8 days before Rosh Hashanah.
So it's not that. So exactly the same question were asking me today. It's not.
Ouch.
So you have to find another one.
Oh, yeah. I've been looking them online like crazy. I haven't been able to finding them.
So we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll find some.
Thank you very much, Oh, Hashem. Okay, so my question is in regards to rebuking friends. So it's the same thing if we rebuke, let's say, a friend or like a relative or someone close or dear to us, both in a nice or in a tough way, or that's like very depending on the scenario. I mean, the question. Let's put it in a simpler way. Is it okay if we rebuke a friend in a nice way? Is that enough? Like, does that count?
I think it should count. So I mean, but you tell them like nice, very soft, but very strongly, right? So that's what I do. So I said I am saying it because I care about you. If I would not care about you, I would not say anything. Like all of the other clowns, right? It's like Rabbi Reuven Shlita said the example. I mean, today when you say somebody car, said okay. Yeah, but if you withdrew the part that car is coming like on your way, it's going to hit you. So did it tell the truth that it is car? Yes, you said the truth. But is judge going to exonerate you? Probably not. You understand? So because you withhold the most important information for that person, so pertains to his being dead or alive. So same is here. So I am telling you because I care about you. Of course, it's nice as words and you give compliments, but then tell the way it is, right? And that's it. So like when you rebuke somebody's story, it's not going to work most of the time. I mean, sometimes you have to give somebody like a shock. When you need to give somebody a shock, yeah, that's what you do. But otherwise, how this expression, the soft words can penetrate the steel or something like that. It's from Shalom Aleichem. Yeah, you do it softly, but you you tell them that this is it. You tell them because you care about them. but without any sugar coating. You understand? So that's what it is. Like one person. So he said, I have a, I don't know if I told this story, problem with Parnas. I told him once, and I know that there were many people before me who tried to talk to that specific person. And actually, he got the emails from some of WhatsApp group, and he started writing them because of the Parnosa. He asked for a job and stuff like that for Parnosa. Well, nice person. I like him, but so his situation. I told him like I see the situation. Like I tried to tell him nicely. He put it to the side. So I see the situation like you have axe in your head sticking out, and you said my fingers are getting cold. I'm not sure what is it. My fingers are getting cold. You have an axe sticking in your head. What are you talking about fingers? You understand? So sometimes you have to like. Of course, he blocked me. He stopped talking to me. I mean, it's not like we were talking, but at least the person, like, it was shock to him. Maybe he's going to change and stop, because he's doing like going down the hill very, very fast without brakes. Okay, so what else?
Thank you, Rabbi. May I ask another question?
Yes, go ahead.
This is in regards of different types of jobs. Perhaps some are more suitable for a religious life, a religious Jew. In my personal case, I have a job that is, Baruch Hashem, is a good job. I don't have like an actual schedule per se, but I have a lot of job that kind of builds up. Like I go record stuff, we shoot stuff with a camera, and then I have to edit afterwards. Mm-hmm. But it's like very hard for me to put together this type of job with my religious life. I try to put everything in order for it to work properly. But I'm thinking that, I don't know if Kabbalah thinks it's a good idea, but I'm thinking of perhaps getting a job where I can, let's say, work from 9 to 5 and then leave everything in relation with this job behind, so that I can focus on praying or studying, or because sometimes the stuff that I get pending gets in the way of my religious life. Perhaps sometimes I want to study late at night, and I gotta work because I got things pending. So I don't know if I should be. I don't know if I'm being actually, ungrateful or something like that, or perhaps it would be a good idea to look for another type of job that I can manage the time in a better way, so that I can, make it work within my religious life. I don't know.
I think if you have a flexible schedule, that's the best, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, if you have a 9 to 5 job, so if for a secular person it's nothing, right? So they work 9 to 5 and then take vacation. But for a Jew, it's not such an easy thing. So you have to, if you calculate how many days you have to take off, that's crazy. I don't know, like 2 weeks or minimum, absolutely minimum requirement. So first 2 days of Pesach, last 2 days of Pesach, then Purim, nobody works on Purim. Right? Then you have 9s of Av, no people works on 9s of Av. Then you have Shavuos 2 days, then you have Rosh Hashanah 2 days, Yom Kippur, then you have Sukkot 2 days, first days, last days, and plus, how should you say, so they don't work on intermediate days. So they say if you want to get poor, if you want to lose all your money, yeah, that's a good idea, that's a good recipe, work on this Chalamayat. So when you work on 9 to 5, so it's not so easy, such easy to find such a boss that would be so flexible. And you understand? And plus, in the winter, so the winter comes, they switch time. So in the places where I used to work, I had to leave like 1:30 p.m. Like everybody, like you just finished lunch. I said, okay, I'm going home. So it's not so easy. So of course, that company, there was even though they tried many times apply pressure on me, like work on Shabbos. So I did not work on Shabbos. So and other works. So they made them work. Like why looking at him? You've been working from the day one. Continue working. So I never worked. So they never put pressure on me. I mean, they try, but did not work. And plus the Shabbos, so it's a winter. It's not only winter; it's 3-4 months. You understand? You have to live in the middle of the day. So it's not to 5. It's to 1 p.m. So especially if you have to travel back and forth, of course you want to give you few hours just in case. You don't want to come home 30 minutes before the candlelight, and of course you want to come home so a few hours before candlelight, so you can take shower, this and that, clean, many things. So I would say don't do it. Understand?
Thank you very much for making the bike.
Yes, that's a practical. So don't. It's very practical. Yes, go ahead and ask a question, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. Yes, regarding to the first question that Daniel made, if this rebuke of to friends of ours can be not a rebuke but a warning to a friend that is very near to dangerous people, and doesn't realize that these people can harm them in a spiritual way.
So that's the question.
Prevent them to avoid those people that this friend of ours is very near to.
Okay. So the question is, so we try. That's actually was our topic. That's how we started. So are we allowed to talk Lashon Hara or Hilchos? We try to warn somebody of potential danger. We know danger, not danger. We're not prophets decide that person is going to be dangerous or not, but based on our calculation, based on the circumstance, we see, most likely that person is going to be dangerous. He's going to be put our friend, somebody close to us, somebody dear to us, in danger, in spiritual danger, physical danger. As we said today, spiritual danger is much more dangerous than physical one. You understand? So of course we're allowed to warn him and we're obligated to warn him, but many times you cannot just say this company is not good for you. So if he's been keeping company with these people, so they have a lot of in common, they have some connection. So for you, I mean, I'm not talking about you, but for us, to say that this is not good for you, okay, but he thinks otherwise, and guess what? In my life, I misjudge the people, sometimes, many times, and I thought of that person who I tried to stop much more, that person on a greater level that I thought. Actually, he said, no, that's my company, that's me. These people that you're trying to warn me against, so that's me. I'm like this with them. You understand? So, okay, but so we must try, but you have to give introduction. Don't just say they're not good for you. This because if he would think or she would think they're not good for them, they would not be there. Understand? But they're only there with this company because they think that it's very good for them. So you have to give a little longer introduction before you give your opinion. You understand? So you have to explain the things.
Thank you, Rabbi. Yes, it is related to Deot because we all know that women that teach online are not kosher, but sometimes religious women and Baalot Teshuvah got confused because the woman is very kind, has much chesed, speak very well. The place where she is only with women, her channel is only with comments of women. There is no men there, apparently. But they say, I don't know if it's because we are women and say some things from heart, but say some things that are mistakes. And some of them is teach about the names of Hashem and Kabbalah and the Holy Zohar, that I understand it is forbidden for a woman married or a woman older than 30 years. So all these characteristics can make worse the situation for the woman, the Baal Teshuvah, that is trying to learn and be more righteous.
Okay. So the question is, so what is the question? Everything you say is correct, but what is the question?
Yes.
To prevent somebody from joining these classes? That's the question?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So, of course, even though it's women-only class, if they would not record, that's not a problem. But the problem is that they do record, and it's going to appear online. And I don't know if I said this story many years ago. These my students of mine, the oldest students that I had an older student, but he passed away unfortunately. But this is the oldest students. I don't know, he's about 80, 70 something, about 80 years old. One of him visits him once a day, once a week. Very interesting. He's my class, right? And he said that he went to Shabbaton. Okay, and he said, but it was so he told me all of the experience about Shabbaton, and he said there was one Rebbetzin, like she spoke so very. I said, "You normal? You went to the Rebbe?" Yeah, he said there were many women. My wife and I went there. I said, "You probably was the only man." He said, "Absolutely not. There were many men, and she's a nice speaker, and she's actually was very entertaining, was joking, and she's very witty." So that's the problem. So she likes the attention of men. You understand? She would not say like proper would be. You know what? I apologize. It's women only class. Men, please go. The Shabbaton means the way I understand. I never went to Shabbaton, but there are like 3 or 4 speakers like speak at the same time. Throughout almost the whole night or the whole day. I'm not sure when was it, but so she could say like politely, please. Next door is Rabbi so and so, my husband, and he would like to see you and this and that. But it's we want to discuss women not without insulting anybody. So, but that's the problem. They like attention, and they should not teach. Women should not teach because why? Because it attracts men, and when say it's not for men, that's what they like. It's women only. That's what Rebbetzin speaks, and it says clearly. So women should not speak publicly. Why? Because even like not teach, but she has some things to say because men are going to look at her, and even she's dressed modestly does not make any difference. So men would look at her like in other ways that the women would. You understand? That's the reason. And in Hasidic family, women in different rooms. That's it. So they enjoy here, they enjoy there. There is no problem. So we don't intermingle. Especially family, yes, family sits around at the same time. But if cousins come, okay, cousins come, women to a different room. That's it. So not to give anybody any ideas, like not to put in anybody like to anybody's head. So and men know worse than women, and even women's subject men also know. But if she needs to consult directly with Rebbetzin, okay, she can consult directly with Rebbetzin. So, but all the general subject, even Tarat Mishpacha, men can teach. There is no problem, right? But some specifics, so of course, he would send to Rebbetzin. But all other things, absolutely not. There is no reason why women should teach. And about Kabbalah, I'm not sure if it's actually forbidden for women to learn Kabbalah, but actually, there was a question. So we have every day, Baruch Hashem, we get new students, Baruch Hashem. So one student, she asked, what do I think? I will say, I don't think. I only say what Torah thinks. So about Kabbalah, she asked me about Kabbalah, about some other things. I don't know. So my question is, do not the blessing on a soup. And so far, I never find anybody who knows the blessing, what blessing on a soup to make. So before you go to Kabbalah or spheres, so let's try with soup. Let's try with when you have spaghetti and fish and coffee and what blessing to make. Please stop it. Start with this Kabbalah. Because nobody, when you're going to come, like the way I see, imagine that's how I explain people, when they come to this to the judgment, the judgment, and say, okay, you come with the Torah because the Torah is the only merchandise that's allowed there. Yeah, I came with the Torah. So women, okay, well, what I have Zohar, garbage. This garbage, all the Talmud garbage, everything. So what else? She said, okay, I was so intellectual. I learned only high-end stuff, and I did not learn tznius and other things. Okay, you understand? So that's stupidity. So, as the Shalom Aleichem said, the stolen water are sweeter. They want to do what has nothing to do with them, and what they apply to them, and they must do. They don't want. So ask all this Rebbitzin, maybe Rebbitzin, but other people who learn in this Rebbitzin class for 15 years, what are the blessing us? And they say Shechakol. I said that's the wrong question, wrong answer, right? Wrong answer because you did not ask what kind of soup. If you don't ask what kind of soup, it means you don't know what I'm talking about. That's simple. Okay, so if you just be tzaddikim, do basic would be like this basic. It's as our Rabbi said. I don't remember who said it, but one of the great ones. They say it's in some circles they say he's a simple Jew. So our Rabbi said it's not so simple to be a simple Jew. It's not so simple. You have to abide by the whole Shulchan Aruch. Yeah, then you're a simple Jew. But otherwise, don't be so simple. It's the clown that insult us online. So he said, "I'm not exactly this chasid that you spoke. I didn't, whatever, right? So, but I'm just simple, and I'm not going to say from what background he is. So I was dying to say you simple chutzpan, because if you would simple this from this background that you say, you would not speak up, right? But they call themselves simple and speak with all of the Syur. Understand? Very interesting. So just be real. So I always ask. I'm trying to do myself, and I always ask you guys. So just be simple. Do whatever Hashem wants for you, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So there's all other things we can wait. Okay, what else? All right, so in my class, we have usually joining all of the classes on Hashem and Rabbi. Of course, everybody should go to Rabbi Reuven Shlita, but sometimes from other classes they ask me demand that we should have a class, because we had for I don't know past how many years. So we have a class. So in that class we learn a little Kabbalah. But Kabbalah is Zohar, stories from the Zohar, because they they're very simple and very deep. So it's not high end, but very very interesting, entertaining. You can learn a lot. So, but it's only once a year on that special line. But otherwise, how many things are there that we have to cover? Okay, what else? Yes, go ahead.
Rabbi, when are women obligated to attend synagogue, or is there a time?
That's an amazing question. So if you think you're such an easy question you ask, it's not. So there is some controversial times. I don't say obligation, but controversial times. So it says one of them, it was actually from Rosh Hashanah. On Rosh Hashanah, we have only one mitzvah. It says that to hear shofar, the blast of shofar. So if a woman can go, she should go, but if she cannot go, she has to take care of the household, so she has to take care of the household. She's not obligated. So there is, as I said, there is two opinions. Another opinion that said that woman maybe need to go is on to hear the parsha of Amalek, right? When Amalek attacked us when we were living in Egypt, and it's before Purim. Okay, it's second time, and some say to listen to the Ten Commandments, but it's not so much. It's third time. Basically, that's it. So women not obligated to go to the shul, and basically when they go, it's better for them not to go, unless it's they would pray. So in Rosh Hashanah where I went, it's not only way like the women they did not see each other for a long time. Now they see each other like 6 months later, 1 year later, and they like to chit chat. They're friendly. They Siddur who is going to read it. Right? You understand? So and they disturb, and then they disturb each other and disturb men. So it's better for them not to come. So, but if she's going to come and pray, so you see, the difference between men and women is huge. Men need to have minyan, 10 people, kosher, just to pray. Otherwise, it's like almost nothing. But a woman, she's so spiritual, right? By her nature, she does not need this minyan. Her prayer goes directly to heaven. You understand? Wherever she is. So if she's in her house, if it's not like if it's a clean place, not smelly place, not like next to the bathroom, that's it. That's a holy place. If she has a better concentration than in shul when all of the other yantas are talking, so of course let her pray home. But men cannot. For men, it's there is no option. Men has to go. Since we're not on such a level, we need collective merits. You understand? That's a big difference between men and women.
Thank you, Rabbi. I have one more question. One class, you said something about some groups that bring the Torah into the women's section, and that was not a good thing. Did I get that correct?
Yes, no, you got it right. So all of the modern people, not all, I don't want to say all, but many modern people, they would go with the Torah and through the women's section. So when they take out the Torah and they would circle the women. So what is the problem? The problem is a big problem, it's a huge problem. So it says that when a Jewish woman has a period, so she's in state of nida. So it's like she's has all of this huge impurity, the biggest impurity, as the Talmud says. If she would look at the mirror is going to crack, or it's going to be like be not as clear. That's how much impure it is when she's in that state. You understand? And now if she's going to touch the Sefer Torah, and it says clearly, now Zohar, Shulchan Aruch says for women who is that period, don't look at the Sefer Torah. They take out, so look at the Siddur, look at the window, look at your nails, look at, I don't know where we should look, but not at the Sefer Torah, because it could be, she can pass the spiritual damage. But now they would bring, and maybe other women, there is no problem. I mean, they're pure, right? And but the girls until the age they married, maybe she's 30 years old. She's not married. She's nida. She's not allowed to go to the mikvah. So now everybody's touching the Torah, and she's going to touch the Torah. And guess what? So it's impurity to the Torah. So because she would, like everybody said, like what? You're not touching. You're not going to kiss the Torah. Like what's wrong with you? Everybody kissing, you're not going to kiss. That's the problem, huge problem, right? And some women, they want the men to do good, but there is nobody who can explain that. They know, like everybody trying to be so so politically correct. I have a few people cry to me. It's unbelievable. They cry after my messages, after I explained all it's simple words, like that's halacha. They cry. She said, why nobody told me? Another lady, like, why nobody told? Why they do all these stupid excuses? I mean, when somebody tells you no in different variations, so you get somebody does not want to do anything with you. You understand? But instead of telling straightforward, I explained like 1, 2, 3. The lady was crying, unbelievable. Like she said, why people want to be this so politically correct? And it's not them. It's Shulchan Aruch says don't do it, so we don't do it. You understand? But of course, the rabbi wants to be likable. How come you're not with the time of the world, right? The woman's right and the women different. This and we equal, we schmiqual, all these things. Yeah, you understand? So that's and they. And then the whole community collapses. Guess what? Because of these clowns.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Yeah. So I mean that's but the second part of this Jewish woman is impure when she's in period, but when she's not, she's a pure. So she's the purest form ever. You understand? So she's holy when she's not in the state of nida. Right, and non-Jewish women, they don't have this spirit, so they always in one state. So meaning one state, whatever is it state. So that's why we don't bring the Torah on that level. And what in Europe, like in Sephardic countries, I think most of the Sephardic countries, so that the women's section was upstairs. So nobody's going to bring go outside, go up the stairs, bring them Torah. That's it. So it was like a logical separation without insulting anybody. So and it was no intermingling, like when everybody on the same level. And that's it. So okay, what else? Anybody else? Yes, go ahead. You raise hand raised. Okay, no problem. Anybody else? Any questions? We stop here. All right. Sorry, it's time to stop here. I apologize. I didn't notice what time is it. So let's stop here. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Beezrat Hashem. All right. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.